RDTDaily.com presents a Tarabuster with comedian Tara Devlin.
All right. What is going on, everybody? This is Tara Devlin. Thank you for hanging out. Unapologetic liberal talk on the right side of history, decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We meet here every Friday night at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 8:30-ish, right here on the Tarabuster YouTube channel, youtube.com/c4channel/Tarabuster, and the Political Voices Substack. And hi. I appreciate you for hanging out and doing this with me. Nice to see you, Jim, in the chat room. Jim is the moderator. Nice to see you. Thank you. Looking good, sounding good. Perfect moderator, and helps to produce the show. And also the moderator on the Tara Show every Tuesday and Thursdays at Political Voices Substack and YouTube channel. And yeah, all right, what else? Thank you, Charlie from APS Radio News, for your donations to the show to keep the show going and growing, and for just being a great guy. Who also your donations to the community cats. That helps. The winter is coming, so thank you. Your donations help, and you bought the cats some winter shelters last year, and they're still going strong. So thank you for that, Charlie. Wouldn't it be nice if we could just have a show about cats or animal rescue? That's what I would do if we weren't living in fascism. I would do a show about, like, rescuing animals or something. They would still need to be rescued, probably. Wouldn't that be nice if we didn't live in a world? Like, I'm spiraling. If we didn't have to animal rescue, or would it be nice if we were nice? Yeah. I don't know. All right. Where do I start? Oh, yes. And if you can't, thank you, patrons, of course, patreon.com/Tara Devlin. And thank you. I'm sorry, I should be more attentive to things. I got to the more you donate, if you donate and become a paid subscriber and whatnot to the Substack and Patreon or whatever, I can actually, I don't know, hire somebody to do some of this shit. It's a lot, guys. I don't even want to tell you. Yesterday I was on John Fugelsang's show on Serious Progress at 11 p.m. Eastern, my time. I struggle now that it's coming out of my mouth. I wasn't even going to say anything. I was very sick last night, and I had a migraine. And I still did the show. You don't even want to know. Okay? Anybody who had a migraine? Have you ever had migraines? It's really bad. And I get ocular migraines where I can't see half of things. I just see a bunch of sparks. And so I was seeing the sparks and very hazy. And actually, in the middle of the show, I threw up. But nobody knew. I had a thing with me. I knew I was going to throw up. I had, because I could feel it, and I just went, I'll be right back. And then I puked and I came back. You see, that's what we do when we're fighting fascism. There's no days off. There's no breaks. There's no laying down. There's no taking a rest. I don't know. I'm just telling you. Sometimes it's not that easy. Taking a rest. All right, whatever. Guys, thank you, and nice to see you, Josie, and nice to see you, Twisted Nerves Painting. What did I come in on? Well, I puked, yes. I didn't even tell John. I was going to tell him, because I sent a note, thank you for having me on the show. It was not just me. It was me and Tara Dublin. We were promoting the Tara Show. And I was going to tell him. I don't know. Maybe one day I'll tell him that I puked when I was on your show. And you didn't even know. But I felt better once I did. So, yeah. All right. It's sort of like that's how we'll feel when we puke up that orange stain. It'll be so nice, that great getting up morning. Right? I keep thinking about that great getting up morning. We have a long way to go, but it's gonna get worse before it gets better. I hate to tell you guys. Oh, but one thing that's good. Our good friend Ellie Leonard is calling in about a few minutes. I told her to call in at like 1:45. Why not? We'll get the show on the road. You know what I mean? So, you watched the show, Teresa, last night on Serious Progress, or saw it, right? I mean, it's like audio only, right? Yeah, of course. You wouldn't have known. I was like, oh, fuck. I'm going to puke. And then I just like muted myself. Oh, God. What a world. I'm going to tell him. I should tell him. All right. It's whatever. Is that disgusting? Is that like TMI? I don't know. Okay. That's what a professional I am. Let's put it that way. You did not hear it. You did not hear it. No way. Oh, you heard the show, but not me. Not me doing that thing that I've been sharing about. Okay. Yes. All right. Yeah, no. You would never have known. Because I was normal in between. Or so. I don't know. It was a little hazy because of my migraine. Okay. Where do we begin? Yeah. What a shit show. I don't know where to begin because Ellie's going to call in a few minutes. We're going to talk about anything. We don't really have to talk about the Epstein files. I want to talk about, we can talk about that, but I will, there's so many other things to talk about too. And Ellie, but yes. Where do I begin? I wanted to talk about the disgusting meeting with all of the tech titans, which to me is, what really pissed me off is the corporate media coverage of that meeting. They were literally talking about the seating arrangements. Well, look at that. Zuckerberg, he really got the prime seat next to the baboon. And do you think they had to vie for that seat? And who got to sit next to trophy wife number 3? And what did you... and she apparently said, the future is upon us. Robots are real. Oh, Lord. What did we do all in a past life? What did we all collectively do in a past life to deserve this? And the obligatory ceremonial licking of the traitor's ass commenced. And it's just so unbearable. But and this is the problem. That's why I thank you for your patronage. I thank you for supporting the show and for being a paid subscriber to my Substack. I'm just putting those bugs in your ears to do things like that, maybe, because this is it, man. This is the liberal media. You're looking at it, guys. We're not going to win without me. Okay? I'm not kidding. And and people like me. The independent liberal media. Because you're not, the way the corporate media, the way that they reported this meeting is a disgrace. It's a disgrace to the founders. Oh, wait, where is it? Where's my Safari? Here we go. It's a disgrace to, what really pisses me off is that when I think about all of the young people that died for democracy, and then I see this, And I think, wow, what if, I mean, they have really, sullied their sacrifice. All of these mother effers, these rich oligarchs, I guess, sociopaths. What is the framing of this, oh wait, that's you guys. I want to see the safari. Hold on. I gotta fix this. But oh, here's the music. Hold on. I'll fix this. Yes, this is Tara Devlin. Thank you for hanging out. We'll get the show going. Don't worry. I had a migraine for fucking 3 days. I had a migraine. It was a bad migraine. It was been bad for the last couple of days. I'm not kidding. I am not kidding, guys. And I'm still here doing a show. So bear with me, guys. Bear with me. But okay, so you people don't have enough money, right? So and that's what pisses me off is that, we're here. Well, I'm here. Please become a patron, subscribe to the Substack, blah blah blah. They got all the money in the world. They have fuck you money. Do they really have to put up with this shit? But it's like to degrade themselves in front of a baboon who, of all of the people in the room, of course, some of them innovated. They have no respect for this piece of shit. And he's a con man. What did he do? He had he's a serial bankrupt. He had a multi-level marketing vitamin scam. He played a successful businessman on reality TV. And you have to be there. And so now you have to lick his ass. And what they're doing is, this is the one hand washes another meeting. So you, Chief Baboon, can be an oligarch. Be an autocrat. We're not going to stand in your way. Just don't stand in our way as we use the people as hosts from which to suck profit and discard. That's the devil's bargain going on here. So they're not. You think they're talking about making the world safe for democracy? They don't give a shit. And this is why I hate these people and why they need to be taxed into reasonableness, in the very least. There is no need for a billionaire. No one needs a billionaire. No one needs, how about we just cut it off at $1 billion? $500 million? You don't need $1 billion. Nobody needs $1 billion. And there's more of us than there are of them. So I wonder how long it'll be until we figure it out. That we do have the power. Do we? I'm sick of this spectacle. What are they going to do for us? They're figuring out ways to make us irrelevant. That's what they're doing. They don't want any regulation. And what really annoyed me, I wish I had grabbed the clip. It was on the corporate media because they were like, they really did feel targeted during the Biden administration. All the masters of the universe felt targeted. And now it's a different administration, and he's really rolling out the red carpet. They felt targeted, the poor dears, did they? The most reaping record profits. They felt targeted. 0 taxes. They felt targeted with a free ride off our backs. Hold on, Ellie's calling. Hello. This is Tara Devlin. Hold on, please. You're in the green room. Hold on, I just gotta loop you in. Looping you in. We got loops. Let's see. Assign you to guest camera. Okay. This is how you do it. You do it live. When you do it live. Let's see. We got. Oh no, you're not there. Where are you? Oh, I see. I put you in the wrong camera. Fuckity fuck, fuck. There we go. You should be there now. No? What's going on here? There we go. There we go. It's me. It's not you. It's me. It's all me. Hold on. Let me do this one too.
Can you hear me?
There we go. Yeah. You're fine. You're fine.
Good.
Nice to see you, Ellie. Thank you for joining Tarabuster. Thank you for being on the show, and thank you for being on the Tara show. The last, whenever the hell that was. That was amazing. And thank you for being, all the work you're doing. And I really appreciate your, accommodating the late night. I know you have kids. I know you have a life. I got cats, so, they're probably more demanding at times, but yes. How you doing? So Good. So let's dive right in. What do you think?
Okay, I'm wondering if I'm on a little bit of a delay here. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Maybe it might clear up. Is it, feel, do you hear, so what does it sound like? It just sounds, there is a delay?
Like I'm watching myself on the screen, and that's a little delayed, so I don't know.
There is a little delay. There's like, if you're watching you should don't watch the YouTube screen. Watch. Okay. Do you see yourself?
I'm just watching whatever's link. Yeah, I'm just whatever's link you sent me. That's what
I'm watching. Okay, that link. Yeah, no, that should be, that's the good link. You should watch that link.
Okay.
But
I think we're good.
Are you, because sometimes if there's a delay in the audio, it might clear up, but as long as you're able to, function, is that okay?
Yeah, if you don't feel like I'm interrupting you, then I think we're good.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
How are you?
Well, I had a migraine. I was just telling these guys that I was on John Fugelsang's show last night, and I threw up, but nobody knew.
As one does.
Nobody knew. So I thought it was funny. That's why I shared it, because I'm not like, Go ahead, sorry.
I told my kids, I said, when I used to be pregnant with you, I would take the bus home in Seattle in the summer, and you could just smell everything when you're pregnant. So you smell everything on the city bus. And I would get off at this one stop. I'd go in the public library. I'd throw up, and then I'd get back on the bus and go home.
That's how you do it.
That was my life.
You're just, right? You just got to keep pushing on, keep moving, keep it moving. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. That's how I felt. I mean, I knew because I had a migraine for a few days, and it was pretty bad. And I was like, oh no, I'm going to puke when I'm on this show. So I've had a little bowl with me just in case. But
oh no,
nobody. Is this disgusting? Is this a disgusting story to tell? I don't know.
This is life. This is what it takes to be a podcaster.
It really does.
Puke bowl.
I know, because I'm like, I don't want to cancel, because it's a good opportunity.
What do we have, weekends? Do we have holidays?
No. That's the truth. It's really true. There is no days off, especially now. And I feel like what we're doing is so important in general, because and I was just saying to the people that, because I was watching the corporate media, and that's one of my, I really believe when the history of the time is written, the corporate media is going to be eviscerated as part of the problem, why we are in this boat. Right. The consolidate, if they still exist, right. But maybe not. It will be. Well, it's the consolidated media, because it really is just entertainment, and because they were reporting on that meeting of the tech titans with Traitor Trump, and and it was just such
Karen Kangles.
Yeah, well, they were going on about how the seating arrangements, how Zuckerberg got the prime spot next to the baboon, and how what's her face, trophy wife number 3. Wait, hold on. This is Tara Devlin, Tarabuster. We'll be right back with Ellie Leonard, I swear. Just so you know, the music is because this show is rebroadcast on the Progressive Voices app on Sunday
Yes.
nights. So that's what
Okay.
that's there. It does. That's the music
there you
cue
go.
for the commercials that they cut in. So, and
Well, I'm going to
so,
predict what's happening on a Sunday, so
yes,
I'll pretend that it's today.
exactly. It'll be worse on Sunday. Trust me. But
Yeah.
no, just everything will be worse by Sunday. But so just when you hear the music, I'll say we'll be right back. But we're not really going anywhere. So
Okay.
it's just
We'll-
the music.
We'll hide.
Yeah, we'll be back
I see.
immediately. So, yeah. Anyway, so they were saying how trophy wife number 3 was. She said that the future is here. The robots are real. I want to bang my
I don't,
head with a fucking hammer.
right. I don't really know I don't know my stance on Melania. I don't like her. I think
Oh,
she's
yeah.
doing bad things. But then there's this idea of like the abused spouse, right?
Oh.
Where it's like, what is it called? When you side with your abuser or your kidnapper?
It's Stockholm syndrome.
Stockholm, thank you. I always
Mhm.
forget that word. Like, it's that idea of everything you do to the ends of the earth, to killing your own children or whatever the heck it is you do that's horrible, you're doing it because like you're protecting someone else who's evil, because your brain doesn't work, because you're like, and so I don't know
Yeah.
if that's her thing.
Huh.
I don't know that, but I've just had like this. I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
See,
I don't like her though. I think she's a horrible person too.
No, she really is. I know a little bit
Yeah.
about. I don't know her at all, but a friend of
Yeah.
mine, when that Access Hollywood tape came out, so we were all convinced that was going to be the end of the baboon, and my friend who I was working with at the time, she's like, "Oh, it's so true." She had a story. So this is a story of a friend of a friend's story. So she went to school with a woman who she knows, and she's rich. This woman is rich. They knew her. She knew her in a sorority in their college or whatever. So, but she is in New York real estate, and they would sometimes socialize with the Trumps, is what she said. And when that Access Hollywood tape came out, he's like, "Oh, I grabbed him by the pussy. I just start kissing." The friend says to my friend, "It's true. It happened to me." And she said that they were at some event, and they were, and all, she was with her husband. Traitor Trump was with, trophy wife number 3, and they were in the kitchen. They found themselves alone in the kitchen at one point, and he attacked her. He just like pushed her against the wall and started attacking her. And she was like, "Get the fuck off me." And she said Melania walked in, and he just backed up.
I think I know this story. Actually. I don't remember who it was.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, well, I went through and I made a list of all the people who had accused Donald Trump of doing this, and that is one of the stories where like Melania
I
came
wonder
back
if that's the
downstairs and then-
lady. Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder. I have to go back and see who it was, but it's a very long list, and I was gonna do this write-up on all the Epstein accusers and all the Trump accusers, and like the Trump accusers took me all night, and I was like, well, that's enough for me.
Wow. Yeah.
There's
Right.
a lot of them.
Wow.
So, yeah, but that
How
was his
many
thing.
are
He
there?
was way-
Like in the ballpark?
30s, 40s, somewhere
Wow.
around there.
And that's.
It's a good, decent
Well,
chunk
there.
of
I mean,
people.
that's the only ones we know of too, and it's just so
Right, I
so
know.
disgusting that people. That's what's so irritating. On top of everything else, that it doesn't. I mean, how many women have to accuse this guy? I mean, it's just, and he's the fucking president. Oh my
I know.
God, how did we
I know.
get
Like
here?
I was saying to somebody, like, if they got one male victim, which
Right.
I mean, I hope there's no other victims. Like, I hope there aren't any. But if they got somebody like that to speak up, you would see Republicans jump ship because they're like, well, we can't do the gay thing. I mean, we could
Right.
do. I mean, we've
Yeah.
handled the women manipulation of women for years, and we've just sort of like walked that line, and we're kind of, we don't really believe it, or we're not really that upset by it. We only know that it's societally it's bad, but we don't feel
Yeah.
bad. But if you introduce that a potentially, and I believe there are people, but potentially like males could have been abused.
Yeah.
Like you just see the Republicans jump ship. But it's like, but it is that idea of believing women
Right.
and being okay with women being abused, and
Yeah, it
that's-
is.
we're
I
still
mean,
there.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because I was writing before I started the show, talking about never stopping, or never sleeping, but because I was doing it, I was, this Nancy Mace fucking bitch. Did you see this whole thing? Like
Yeah.
her. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just messes with your head because you're just like, maybe that's the thing. Like everybody has a breaking point, and like
Well.
you can be a horrible person, but maybe if something, if somebody affected your kids or something affected you on a, like you could be like, well, I can't go past this point. And I just thought maybe we're there. Maybe we're there. You're
Well,
a horrible person. Maybe that was it.
She has. Well, this is what I was writing about. Hold your horses there, Ellie.
All right,
Don't
all
get
right.
so. Don't. I know it's disappointing because.
Don't be glass half full. This is not the time.
Don't get so optimistic here. Let me reel you back in here, because she's already gone back to defending Trump. It's not even 24. Is it 24 hours since the women were on Capitol Hill?
Yeah. That was Wednesday. Yeah.
Oh, Wednesday. See, it's like one long nightmare that never ends. And so she's defending him as if she was saying that he kicked him out of he kicked Epstein out of Mara Moron, and he's
a spy for the good side.
That's how you know he's guilty, because Mike Johnson just came out and said that Trump was working undercover for the FBI, gathering.
Let me ask you a question. Let's say hypothetically that's true, and you work for the FBI, and you watch a guy molest underage girls for 15 years without putting your foot down and saying, now's the time to stop.
Yes, now.
You wouldn't just take notes for 15 years. You'd be like, I'm seeing you abuse children. I'm going to step in before 15 years is up. Right?
Could you imagine? That's not how it
works. Even if that was true, like you waited 15 years while he abused children? Really?
I know, it's not exactly, Officer Benson, or what's her name? Sergeant Benson. Oh, no, she's Captain Benson on SVU. Could you imagine, just 15 years later, you're just, okay,
I got a lot of notes. Right? I took a lot of notes, and I'm pretty sure this is what's going on 15 years later.
And participating. That is so funny.
Yeah.
Okay, Jim is saying you could be louder, Ellie. Can you?
Me? I could be louder?
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'll pull my great equipment. I will lean in.
I'm making you
laugh.
Yeah, lean in a little bit. But yeah, I put you up on full blast. That sounds a little better to me too. But yes.
Sorry guys, I don't have the cool studio yet.
Yeah, we gotta get you a good microphone.
Goals.
What are you using? You're just using a regular. What are you using on your?
I just have a laptop. I have a laptop in my living room. I'm usually in my son's bedroom because he has like a little gaming setup. But I don't have anything nice. I don't have nice things.
We gotta get you something. You need a nice mic and an interface, and then you'd be set. Yeah.
See, there we go.
See, well, that's why we, please become a patron, everybody, and become a subscriber. Come on, man. I can't do this on my own.
I'll buy a microphone. If you subscribe to me tonight, I will buy a microphone on Amazon.
There you go. Right? I mean, hey, that's how it's done. We don't have billionaire benefactors, that's for sure. Woo, I wish I did. No, I do.
We're all on a 1099 at the end of the year.
Yes.
And they're going to take it all away anyway.
Right. Well, I wish, because I think, my father was a garbage man, so, I wasn't born into wealth. And my mother was a nun. Okay, so
there you go.
Of course,
how'd that work out?
Yeah, it worked out kind of weird, So no, she's.
Do I ask questions?
What's that? Say again.
I said, ask questions about that, or should I just let that go?
Oh no, you could. No, it's fine. It's just my mother was a nun before she was my mother. So yeah, and that's what I have in common with John Fugelsang. In fact, we talked about that because his mother was a nun as well. So it's just I said, was that like the time maybe kind of, but they had kind of similar stories, except his mother went to well, I think she went to Africa or something and helped people in Africa. My mother was a teacher in Brooklyn as a nun.
Okay.
She was
That's
Sister
cool.
Mary Joseph
That's
of
a
the
good
Christ.
combo.
Yeah, yeah. I wonder if they were in the same thing, same nunnery, hatchery, whatever it's
We have
called.
a nunnery up the street. This
Oh,
is different
really?
about living on the East Coast to living on the West Coast. You didn't have nunneries up the street.
Oh,
Now we do.
nunneries. Nunnery. I mean, I don't mind the nuns really, except it
No.
depends. Well, the nuns, if they're usually, I don't know, because that's what I think about, like in different, because I love history, and I think about what I do in other times. If I would have to be a nun, otherwise I would be burned at the stake. There would be no doubt.
Right.
I would be run out of town and pitchforks and torches, or I would go into the nunhood. And it would probably be a lot of fun, to tell you the truth, If
We're
you know
almost
what
there.
I'm saying, if you know my drift. I mean, I'm sure it was like, that's what a lot of young
I think
lesbians did.
women are about to go back there, but they just, without the religion. They're just like, I'm giving up men.
That's right.
I'm going to go live in a big house with all my friends. We're going to do
Right.
good things.
Yeah.
We just
And
aren't
you're-
going to do the church part of things.
Exactly. No, I saw some show actually with a woman went and lived at the nunnery, and and actually for a minute I was like, wow, that looks very relaxing. Yeah.
You know.
But then I
Yeah,
can't.
like
I'm not a
polygamy,
Christian.
or like I could live in a I
What?
could live in a house with all my friends. Like people who are polygamous, like for a minute, it's like,
Oh.
man, I could have my friends here, and that would be great. But then you got to do like the marriage thing, like
Uh-huh.
the shared marriage. That
Yeah,
probably
that's
doesn't
too
work
much.
out.
That's too much. It's too exhausting, really.
Yeah.
Real.
Yeah.
So, all right. So let's get back to Epstein and
Sure.
all of that. Okay. What are you working on right now?
Okay. Well, it was one of those things where it's like I'm in the middle of working on something, and then something else hit me, and I'm like, well, I'm going to do that too. So I'm still very slowly working on retranscribing the Maxwell interviews with Todd Blanche, which are just, I mean, vomit. If you talk about vomit, they are vomit.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
She's just her most British that she can possibly
She's-
be in these interviews. And
Right.
throughout, they're redacting Virginia Giuffre, but dropping clues that it's obviously they're talking
Are
about.
you
Like, they name
kidding?
her boyfriend. And I'm like, nobody else was dating her boyfriend. That's Virginia
Wow.
Giuffre. And they're doing that for a couple of reasons. The first reason is because we are all on the side of Virginia Giuffre.
Yes.
And if we know that that's who she's talking about, then that discredits what she's saying,
Wow.
which we already know that's what she's talking about. But secondly, all the things she's saying is like she's blaming Virginia for the entire Epstein like monstrosity, this whole
Wow.
saga.
You
She's
bitch.
blaming her for it.
Wow.
And I'm just like, children can't give consent. Like, they cannot give consent.
No.
It does
What-
not matter what age. You can't blame her for him starting a sex ring.
That's
was
what
a
she
child.
is. See, she is so vile, this woman.
Yes.
And I know she said that in the transcript, she said something about she fancied JFK
Oh,
Jr.
yeah,
or something. I mean,
JFK.
she's such a.
She got all giggly. She giggles through this whole damn thing. Like, I'm gonna go back because I'm like
Oh,
noting every
God.
time they're laughing, and it's just like the whole thing. It's like
Wow.
it's like a breakfast club. Like, they're just sitting having brunch and wine. Like, it's not anything legal. But the thing that pissed me off, and I posted a little bit about something this week, was she named a Jane Doe, and she said her name out loud, and then she says, "I mean Jane Doe," and they didn't redact it.
Holy
And I was
shit.
like, what
Who
the
was
fuck?
it?
And so I'm not going to
Oh,
say
yeah,
it.
don't say the name,
'cause
but I mean.
Right. And I'm not, but it was somebody from Ghislaine Maxwell's trial who was 14 years old when she was abused. And so I went back and I looked everywhere. I was like, did she come forward? Did she name herself? Like, no, nowhere. And they didn't redact her name, but they redacted Virginia Giuffre's
Holy
throughout.
moly.
And so I was like, holy shit. Like, is there like repercussions for this? Like, they outed a person who was a Jane Doe.
She
Like,
did that on
there's
purpose.
danger involved.
What a
I don't.
bitch.
Well, the DOJ was supposed
Yeah.
to retract it. They didn't retract it. And so I started asking anybody I knew who was a lawyer or was married to a lawyer or whatever. And they're all kind of like, well, the thing that sucks is then it becomes the onus of the Jane Doe to protect herself or to sue them for saying
Oh,
it. And by suing
wow.
them, she has to out herself. And so it puts her in a really horrible position. And so I actually ended up emailing Bradley Edwards last night, who is the lawyer for all the Epstein victims, although I don't know that he was her
Wow.
lawyer. And I don't know if I'll ever hear back from him, but I was like, just so you know, I can give you the page number and the time
Wow.
code and the, because she literally says her name and they transcribed her name. So it's two places
Unreal.
and it's in public.
It makes you wonder if they transcribed it too.
Right, I know. I was like, why would you not redact this
Yeah.
name? The name that is a
Well,
Jane Doe.
they
It made me so mad.
They didn't redact when they released the so-called JFK files, which were all bullshit too. They didn't redact people's social security numbers and whatnot.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're really a clown car of Keystone
We're all living
cops,
in a
really.
signal chat.
Yeah,
it's-
for real. They really do suck. So
Right.
you have to wonder if it's neglect or just the regular ineptitude, or there's
Right,
something
because it was
else
like
going on.
They
Yeah.
hired this place called Magna Services, which I think is funny because it's just MAGA with an M. But like they hired this
no, yeah.
company. They hired this company, and they should have caught it too. But their transcribers
Yeah.
is so shitty, which is why I'm going back through because that's my job. I'm a transcriber, so I'm
Right.
like gonna go back and do it myself because
Wow.
they're missing things. And they're getting lazy, and they're just like, whenever anybody interrupts each other, they don't transcribe what they're saying. They're just like, oh, I don't know what was said there.
Wow.
And so, like, I'm like,
Oh, I have
there's
the
a lot
wrong-
missed. But when I got to that,
I just realized I had the wrong backdrop on. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter.
when I heard that, it was like 2:00 in the morning, and I'm sitting there typing, and I was like, what the fuck?
Wow.
And so,
That's incredible.
and I was like, I have to tell somebody. So I don't know if it'll do anything, but I was just like, I would assume there's some kind of repercussions for this, but like they've let slide so many things that this year with like the signal chat and like the JFK
Yes.
files and
Well,
like
that's what I mean,
outing
yeah.
CIA members recent, like all this stuff. I'm like,
Exactly.
I don't know. I don't have a whole lot of hope for that anymore, but I at least want somebody to know that it happened so that they can like
Yes.
protect this person, wherever they are, whoever.
Yeah.
It's just a first name.
Oh,
but
okay.
it's like
Was she? You don't think
but
she
it-
was one of the people that came to Capitol
I don't
Hill?
think so. No, I listened for that because there was a Jane Doe in Ghislaine Maxwell's trial, and there was a Katie in her trial, and those were both pseudonyms. And I
Right,
think
Katie
the woman who was the
Johnson.
Katie.
Is that the
Well, I
Katie
think it's a
Johnson?
different.
No,
no,
different
it's a
Katie.
different Katie.
Okay.
I think a Kate or a Katie is a common pseudonym in a
Right.
trial.
Oh, I see.
And I think one of the women who came forward was the Kate from the trial, but I don't think the other woman came forward. Because I was like super listening, so I was like, maybe this is a moot point, maybe she's coming forward, even though it was a month before, it was like 6 weeks before. But I don't think she was one of the women because I was like listening hard that morning to every word that was said, and so I don't think so. But yeah, it made me really mad because I was like, clearly protecting women and abused women is not the priority.
Oh, I know.
It's not. Doesn't
That's
matter.
what's so disgusting. They will use that excuse, though. We want to protect all the victims, all the
right.
We will not abuse them. What's that? Yeah.
Their child abuse was like their shtick. You know what I mean?
Right.
To get elected, that was like they're like,
exactly.
we got the T-shirts. We don't want to abuse children, and then like here's your actual evidence in front of you, and they're like, I don't know.
Because it's them, it's Trump, it's their donors, and I have to say, and before I go on, I have to apologize because I didn't do a proper introduction. I just brought you on because I was fumbling.
I didn't notice.
Yes, Ellie Leonard, author, editor, independent journalist, tenacious reporter. It's you're making waves on Substack at Red Pencil Script, and documentary projects you're working on, right? And your transcripts, collaborating with journalists at leading outlets all over. You're a great person. How's that? What else?
And make a mean bologna sandwich.
Oh, right. I really enjoy talking with you. You're great. I really love your writing. Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. This is a mutual admiration society. And thank you, really. Really. You've really come on the scene with the Epstein stuff, right? Is that what you
Which was
focused
not
on?
the plan.
Yeah.
That was not the plan. Like the middle of June, I mean, I cared about it, but I think I was just like everybody else. I cared about it, but it just wasn't in my line of sight, I guess. And I think I was really getting back into writing, and it was just kind of one of those times where I was like, you're never going to write unless you write, and I just needed to get into that rhythm of writing again. So I was like, what do I write about? I'm sitting on the couch at midnight. What am I going to write about? And these articles have been coming up, and I just kept thinking, like, I keep hearing about Trump and Epstein and Trump and Epstein and Trump and Epstein. Everything's a soundbite and everything's a meme, and like, what's actually out there? Like, what can I find that's real and documented? And so I just made this timeline of every documented interaction they ever had, when, where, why, how.
Oh, wow.
And then I just posted it because I just wanted to know. And then I thought, well, I guess I'll post this too. And then that was the biggest thing I'd ever, till that point, ever put on Substack. It just, like,
it just blew
doubled
up.
my followers. Yeah, it just blew up. And so I was like, oh, maybe this is what people want to read about. So let's figure out some more.
There
and then
you go.
That's
wow.
That's how it happened.
Yeah, and that's how you got in contact with myself in Dublin. We were talking about Epstein. And
I think I just popped in the chat or something.
Yes, that's great. That is amazing. How did you figure this out? I'm just trying to get your stuff here so I could put it up on the screen.
Like, which
but
part?
I mean, like, really, to go through the whole timeline is incredible.
I'm a nerd. Like, I am a deep, at my core nerd. In the best way possible. I like that about myself. I love stats. I love really tiny details, and I think from doing transcription all these years, I have really learned how to. Oh yeah, go ahead.
No, you're fine. We'll be right back with Ellie Leonard.
Dance.
Red Pencil Script. We're back with Ellie Leonard, author, editor, independent journalist, amazing woman. Red Pencil Transcript is your site, your company, I guess, is it? Or
yeah,
Red
my
Pencil
little small
Transcript?
business.
Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Ellie is known for her incisive takes on power, privilege, scandal, and the deep dives into the Epstein files and the Epstein saga, really. Political intrigue. I mean, a lot of stuff going on here.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Trying to remember what I was talking about.
Yes, you were saying that because I asked you about how did you start doing that, and then you said how did you?
Oh, the nerdy thing.
Yeah.
I think I just have done a lot of research with transcription stuff because I'm very careful about like looking things up and citing my sources and knowing what's real and knowing what's kind of bunk and so, like, for right now, like, for instance, something that I'm working on right now is we have access to the little black book. We have it. It's public record. There's a redacted version and there's an unredacted version, which I didn't realize we had the unredacted little black book. So I now have that. I downloaded it to my computer.
What do you mean? How did we have? What do you mean?
There is an unredacted version of Jeffrey Epstein's black book. And so it's like his, I can send it to you. It's like on somebody. No.
I'll read your writing about it.
Okay, all right. So what I'm doing is it's 92 pages long. It's all of his contacts. Like, I don't know, like that's his list, right? Don't we have his list? It's his list.
Right.
And it's interesting because if you just took it at face value, it's just a lot of names and it's like names that are misspelled and names that he has like codes for or they're his nicknames for these people, and so you have to kind of like dig to figure out who he's talking about. And
so what it's his it's oh wait, that's not you. I'm sorry I thought I was putting us both on the screen there. I apologize.
No, you're good. But like so there's one, I forget what he used as the last name, but like it was Charlie something, and I dug into it and I realized he was talking about Charles Spencer, who's Diana's brother, and that's the person in the black book. So I was like, okay, I'm gonna include this. I'm including everybody. I'm not redacting anybody, certainly. And so what I'm doing is I'm going through and figuring out who everybody actually is that he listed based on as much evidence as I can find, or if I can't find the evidence, then I'll have like an unknown column or whatever. But then like who they are, what they did, and then like categorizing it into like finance or royalty or Hollywood or whatever, and then just publishing it so people know who's in the black book. Because it's just one more of these things where it is online, but it's hard to find and it's hard to read. Like it's very complicated to read. And I just want to be like, here it is, simplified, one spot. You can just click it. It's easy to read. It's not on like document cloud somewhere. It's like right here, and it's free, right? So that's what I'm doing right now, but it's going to take forever. It's 92 pages. So I think I'm going to like publish it in chunks so that people can like read it as I go. But yeah,
that's a good
idea.
A
lot of people.
Keep them.
Yeah, big address book.
Well, I wonder. I mean, this Maxwell bitch. She must have had a lot to do with all of his connections too, because where did he get? We went through this a little bit.
So many of them.
Yeah, because
she knew
really
them all first, like
she opened the door,
like all the royalty. She knew all the royalty first. She knew Fergie. She knew Andrew. She knew like Princess Diana. She knew like JFK Jr.
It's unreal,
like all these. She knew them all first. He's like I said, he's a paper tiger. Like he wasn't famous. He didn't really have the money he proclaimed to have. He didn't have the connections he proclaimed to have, but he played the part really well, and he hung out with her. And he was a grifter. And so people thought that he had all the things, and they started to want to be close to him, like he was close to Glory, and he didn't really have anything going for him. She said he didn't, like, he was very antisocial. He wasn't fun to hang around with. Like it sounds like she's describing Donald Trump. She's describing this guy like he's impotent. Like
that's what she says.
He's on testosterone. Yeah,
bullshit,
he's on testosterone, so he's really, really mean. Like I'm just like, why are you hanging out with this guy? If he's all these things that you say he is, why hang out with him? But she was impoverished, right?
He couldn't even bang you. He was he was just an angry person. He had horrible taste in decorations too. Then you have like a bunch of eyeballs and hanging.
Well, she wouldn't know because she's only been to his house twice. So
wow. There is no shame in that bitch's game, really. How does she? That's what I just have to think about because Jeffrey Epstein, and this is when the history is written, it will be the new gilded age of grifters, greed and grifters and gaslighting. That's for sure. Because Jeffrey Epstein is a charlatan, just like Traitor Trump. Just like no wonder they got along so well.
Yeah.
Really.
The things that people aren't looking into that I don't even know where to start because they just feel so big is the modeling industry as a whole, like the entire thing. Because that is the common denominator in everybody they knew was fashion and modeling. And then also the mob. Like nobody has talked about the mob, and yet he's like a sudden millionaire who works in construction. And it's like, and you know what I mean? And none of his finances are on paper, and he's being paid $1 billion cuts is like his cut of something, but there's no paperwork. And it's like, isn't that just the mob? Like, isn't that their own mob? Isn't that just the mob? And so like nobody's asking those questions, but I kind of, like I said, like that's, I think one of the bigger reasons that they don't want to release anything is because money stuff affects so much more people than a sex ring. Like a sex ring would take quite a few people down, but the money would take down everyone. That's true. A bigger deal.
Wow. Well, because he did get his money through first a Ponzi scheme that somebody went to prison for, right? And he didn't go to prison, though. That's the other thing. And this is why...
He bragged about it.
Oh, wow. Well, and this is the problem with this world, right? It's like everyone is just going along with the grift. As long as you can get some perceived money and power out of it. Because, you got to think, like, the likes of Bill Clinton must have known, don't you, like, that he was at least a fraud, that he was, connected to this Ponzi scheme and all this other stuff.
Yeah,
You know.
the Clinton stuff is confusing to me because, like there's no love lost if he's in there. We're just like, fine, take it, we don't care.
Exactly.
But like every time, because Todd Blanche wants Clinton to be in those files. Like, he asks he has 10 times more questions about Bill Clinton than he does Donald Trump.
Really?
Yes, she every time shuts him down, is like, no, Clinton was not involved. Clinton was fine. Clinton was a good guy. And I kind of think that she either had a crush on him or she had a relationship with him, because I'm like, why would she be fighting so hard for Bill Clinton? Like, that doesn't in any way, shape, or form. And I'm sure somebody's talked to her about being like, mention Bill Clinton. But she won't do it. She won't let anything pass about Bill Clinton, which is interesting. But then they bring up a whole bunch of different, like, Democratic people, like Reid Hoffman is his name? He's like the guy who started LinkedIn. He was connected, and he's a big Democratic donor, and she's like, nope, not involved, didn't know him, working around. And she's like, I hung out with his wife, but that was it. And so you could feel that there's a pull for something coming from the legal team, but she's not willing to dump on them either, which is interesting. That's an interesting take. I just she'd be like, fine, haha.
Well, I guess she's hoping once she gets pardoned, she still wants to associate in this upper crust circles of wherever the hell. Maybe she thinks she's going to get invited to, like, the Clinton, initiatives or something like that.
Nobody's going to hang out with her.
Oh, God.
Except Donald Trump. Donald Trump's team was the only people who would be like, come hang at our house.
Yes. They'll put her in the cabinet. She'll hang out with trophy wife number 3. She doesn't see. That's the other thing I learned a little bit about this bitch, Ghislaine Maxwell. She didn't have a lot of money. You probably, of course, you know more than me. But like,
without a, right?
Yeah, she, her father was a grifter too. Her father, had money. She grew up in a 78-room mansion or something like that, right? But her father ripped off the people of England. I mean, they're all con men and sociopaths. Ripped off a pension, right? Took the pension and then blew it.
He owned a publishing house, and all the people who worked for his publishing house, they got
screwed.
$500 million in their pension.
Of course. So, and then he killed himself or something, right? And
he slipped while peeing off the edge of his boat. That was the headline.
But Ghislaine did her trust fund. She got an allowance or something of $100,000 a month, right? Am I wrong about that?
She says no. She says she didn't have any money. She says when she came to the U.S., she was penniless, and her mother really was. Her mother's a good person, and her mother was left with nothing.
Wait, hold on a second, Ellie. We'll be right back with Ellie Leonard. All right, we're back. So her mother was a good person?
So her mother was a good person. Her mother really did a lot of advocacy for history of the Holocaust and things like that, because her husband was Jewish, even though he was a fraudster, but like she really wanted people to know about Jewish history and the history of the Holocaust. So she was just a huge advocate, spoke all over the country. But when he died, supposedly had no money because he was in debt from all this, money laundering. And then Ghislaine Maxwell immediately goes to the U.S., which was very weird because he was so protective of her and didn't want her out of his sight, and they didn't want her any far because she was on this like IRA hit list as a child, apparently.
Oh, really?
And then as soon as he's dead, they're just like, go.
Right.
I know why. When she was 8 or something, she was on an IRA hit list.
Yeah, but I mean the IRA. There's really no IRA anymore, so
I don't know. Who knows? But. So she goes to the U.S., she has no money, she meets Jeffrey Epstein, she thinks they're dating because they have sex once, and then they don't get together for a year. But she says that he's like living in this mansion that she helps him find real estate. That's her job, is to like decorate and help him buy real estate. So she's living in this hugest mansion in New York, and she's down the street in a 10 by 10 apartment and never goes to his house, according to her. Has no money.
Except for the testimony of all the victims and survivors.
Never there, doesn't have a key, hasn't crossed the threshold. So she
Incredible.
then she then goes and becomes his decorator and like helps him find art and travels all over the world to help him find decorators and people who speak the language and blah 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 blah. And he pays her $25,000 a year in New York City in the 90s to survive, which wasn't enough then, just like it wouldn't be enough now.
Yeah.
And she says she lived on that for years, and that's all she had was her
$25,000. Who paid for her?
Yeah.
Well, I'm
and
looking
then
it up.
eventually,
Yeah, no, it said that she had that her trust fund was $100,000 a year, not a month, according to what I'm reading.
Yeah.
So a year.
Yeah.
And so
yeah.
how do you win?
And then
like,
she'll deny
go ahead. Sorry, Ellie.
squalor.
Right, but she lived
And
in
then-
a very fancy building and in a very nice area of town. So we all know where she
still
lived.
had her apartment in London. Like, she still had property. And she eventually works her way up to making like $250,000 a year, which, is decent, but like not wealthy.
Not in her right. If you're not like Prince Andrew and all this other people wealthy, you know.
Right. And then she goes and she stays on his payroll. She says she doesn't talk to him after a certain point, but then she stays on his payroll until after he's gone to jail the first time in 2008. She's on his payroll still, so she's still making $250,000 a year while he's in prison. I heard something the other day that when he was on work release, while he was not in prison, in jail, in like county jail, he actually abused another girl during that time, which doesn't surprise me. I would assume he did multiple.
One of the women in the press conference, I believe, said something like that. Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I just think there's so many people from that time that haven't spoken up. I think there's probably a lot of people from the time he was at the Dalton School and Harvard that haven't spoken up. Like, I'm very curious about those stories because he used to go to like high school parties with the students and
he's such a
drink with them. Yeah, he had some stuff going on. He didn't have a concept of like growing up
pedophile.
Yeah, like boundaries and like sociopathy and narcissism, like it's just all the things.
And that's the
nice
thing. It's
like
like we're
of mental health problems.
Right. We're all we're all preyed upon by these malignant narcissist sociopaths in our society. And people keep voting for them, giving them power and letting them and those people are letting these people get away with what they get away with, like Jeffrey Epstein. The fact that he was even allowed to go out for work release when he was supposed to be behind bars. I mean, a convicted pedophile.
He had a private driver.
Yeah. And he spent the weekends at the jail. That was it. Yeah, something like that.
Well, he had 12 hours a day that he got work release every day, and he would get his personal driver to come get him. His cell was always unlocked. They gave him this attorney room at the jail to use as his office when he was in jail. And then he hired the guards for the jail to work at his office for $102,000 during those 13 months. And then they had like this sign-in book at his office, and they destroyed the sign-in book when it was done because they were like, "Oh, that's policy." So, I don't know.
Wow.
I don't know what to say about
it's so painful that we have to, that everything is such a fucking fraud and sham. Yeah. Will there ever be accountability? So what do you think?
No. I mean, I think, no, I don't think there won't be, but I think that it's not going to be by the people who should be holding them accountable. It's not going to be by the DOJ. It's not going to be by the media. It's not going to be by Congress. It's going to be by people who are writing on their Substacks and digging. It's going to be armchair sleuths, right? You watch these... you watch these like documentaries where people go out and it's like some old lady in her armchair. She's like, "I solved the murder," because she's sitting at home on her computer. Like, I feel like that's gonna be all. Like, we're not gonna sit around and wait for these lists and all these. It's just like the woman said the other day. Like, she's like, "We'll make our own list. We've got the information. Let's just do it ourselves." Right. And I think that's what it's gonna have to come down to. Is like, nobody else is gonna do this. So we'll do it ourselves.
Right. And well, that was great to hear that those women said that. Yeah, we'll do it ourselves. And this is what we were talking about on Fugelsang's show last night too, but it was rather a breath of fresh air, to tell you the truth, to see Marjorie Taylor Greene, kind of act.
Felt weird.
Yeah, right? I felt
I was
like,
so
wow.
uncomfortable.
I know, but I was like, wow. She said, I will read these names on the, I'll be damn proud to do it. And I was like, wow, you go, girl. And I couldn't believe, like, I was feeling like that, and it was kind of nice.
I was super scared. I was super scared when she got up to talk, because I thought she was just going to throw something in there. I was just waiting for her to, just throw something in there about, Joe Biden. Or I just didn't know what she was going to do. I have very little trust for her. I hope she does the right thing, but will she do it to the point where she would totally turn on the president of the United States? I don't know.
Well, she's already...
She loves her job.
And that's the thing. But I wonder, and I know that Nancy Mace, she's a horror show. And so I don't believe her, and I was actually writing a little article and doing a video. That's why I had that screen up, that other screen, because I do those little news things or whatever. And, and it was about Nancy Mace, because, she left the meeting of the Oversight Committee early, because apparently she was overcome with a panic attack. And I find that a little hard to believe. That she wasn't having a panic attack. She was panicking because there was a throng of reporters and photographers outside the door, and the door was closed. Okay, and she was. What's the point of having a meeting and having emotions if there's not a photographer there to take your picture? So if you're having a panic attack and you're if let's say, I'm not saying that people shouldn't be human. But you have a grown-ass, big girl job to do, and these women are here. Yeah. They're the American people petitioning their government for redress of grievances. It's not about you, Nancy. Pull your shit together and do your job. It's about them. Yeah. And wait, hold on a second. We'll be right back. My name is Tara Devlin, talking with Ellie Leonard, Red Pencil Script. So she goes out into the hall, and of course everybody's, snapping her picture. And then of course, because the corporate media always falls for it, there's all these headlines about how Nancy Mace had a panic attack and left the meeting. And then it's not, it's no longer about the Epstein survivors. It's about Nancy Mace. And then she says that she's, because she's a survivor too. Okay. Oh, so she says. All right. And I'm very
and I don't know if she is or she isn't. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know.
Well, okay. Let me put the case before you, and you tell me. She, in February of 2025, took to the floor of the House and gave an hour-long speech that got a lot of headlines at the time about how her ex-fiance and 3 other men had sexually assaulted her, including, everything, rape, forced, having sex with other women, all this other, taking pictures. Yeah, this is what she says. And
sounds like an Epstein party.
Right, exactly. It sounds like a freak-off. It's a freak-off, right? And she put a picture of these men up, and one is her ex-fiance. I think I said that, yes. And there's the picture of the 4 men with the word predators on top on the House floor. And so she does this speech for an hour, and the men, of course, are vehemently denying this, and there's no charges. She doesn't go to the cops. She doesn't, she miscategorizes her, because people were saying, why don't you go to the cops? And she said, well, I did. And then the attorney general said, well, she is categorizing or attributing or misinterpreting or whatever. What's the word? You're better. You're a writer here.
I don't know. Tell me what she did, and then I will.
She's misremembering. Not misremembering. Why can't I think of this word? But she's giving a false impression of what her she could have called the AG and said, hi, I'm Nancy Mace, and then she's going around saying, I'm in contact with the AG, because people are asking her, why aren't you going to the police about this if this happened? Right. And she said, well, I'm in contact with the AG. And then the AG is saying, she is attributing or misrepresenting our.
There it is.
There you go. And so she could say whatever she wants on the House floor because she's protected by speech and debate clause. And in fact, one of the men did sue her for defamation. And because that's the only recourse he has, because these are civilians, they're not members of the House or whatnot. They don't have power like this. Yeah. And so she could just put somebody's face up there and say predator and calling them everything, rapists, pedophiles, all these. I mean, this is what she's saying. And and the suit was thrown out because of her protection of the speech and debate clause. Right. She can't be prosecuted.
Right. You can't be.
So it just seems
she can't be a hypocrite.
It's very sus.
I guess I'll play devil's advocate, but I will also be objective about this. She can't be a hypocrite about it. So if that's her take that happened to her, and she wants full responsibility or reaction of the people who can help her, then she needs to offer that up to everyone who's saying the same thing happened to them, right? She can't say, I need this from me, but now we're dealing with this, and I'm gonna put in all these clauses to say why that can't be 100% the way it is.
Right.
On the other hand, as much as it pains me because I don't like her and I don't trust her, I have to say I have to believe women first.
Okay.
Until I know it's hard, and I kind of just made this my mantra, and it's kind of like when your kids tell you something, and you want to get them into this pattern of knowing that they're believed if they come to tell you something. So you believe them first, even though it's probably not the case, and we need to work back and figure that out. But with women, she's a very hard one to believe. I'm not going to lie about that, but I try to believe women first when they come forward with stories like that. But then I do need to see the evidence, and I do need to see it. But I also know that it's pretty common for women not to call the police when they've been sexually assaulted. That's
true.
Not a regular.
Yeah,
just for a lot of reasons. But if it just happened, I don't know if when she's saying
says
it happened.
2 years. It happened. She said in her tweet less than 2 years ago. That's why she.
Okay. I thought it was it happened on a Friday night, and here I am on Saturday.
Yeah.
I was that would be a little weird.
Right.
I don't know. I don't know if that actually happened to her. I don't know if there was
I don't know.
politics behind it. If she was using it, kind of. And I hope not.
Well, that's what I mean.
But I know it's hard. It's hard because I try to be very objectively pro-believing women. But these are the same women who are ripping people out of bathroom stalls, and I just don't want to give them anything nice,
And using slurs against trans people. She's just a vile. But that's what I'm saying, though. And I agree with you, Ellie. I usually believe women, but I'm not. I mean, you gotta when it rings hollow, it's hollow. She's
cried wolf too many times.
Yes,
so
she's
know what I mean.
Somebody. So okay, let me just put this. I know that if this is a court of law, we can't bring in other acts as but this ain't a court of law. This is the Tarabuster show. So she's the same person that on January 6th begged her staff to let her out of the room because they were hiding in a secure place, and the Secret Service, everybody was there, the cops, the Capitol Police, would not let her out. Her own staff validated this. They're the ones that came out with this because this is how much respect they have for her. And but the story is she wanted to be let out of the room where they were hiding so she could get punched in the face. Okay, that's what she said. Because she
I've
wanted
never
to.
heard that. That's
Yeah,
hilarious.
yeah, isn't it? I mean, it is.
She wanted to
Nancy.
be like, I was harmed.
Yes, she wanted to. Let me
Wow.
look right now. I'll get you the exact thing. Let's
Yeah,
see,
seriously.
Nancy. If I'm gonna Google it right now. Nancy
Put in
Mace.
Google punch Nancy Mace
I'm
in the
gonna.
face.
Yeah, punch in the face. Punch in the face.
That's so funny.
Yeah, so that's who Nancy
Man,
Mace is.
Yeah,
She.
I know that's tough. If you have a bad track record, it's very hard to be believed when you want to say something
Yes.
important. So I don't know.
And
I don't know. I don't know if that
but
actually
I
happened.
mean, if you were okay, okay, if you are
It's kind of like Marjorie Taylor Greene.
yeah, but I mean,
I can't. It's hard. It's hard
I
for me.
know. Well, she's another one. I know a lot. We did a whole
Yeah.
show, not a whole show, but we did a show about her. I know a little bit about her. She's a fraud too. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, maybe she'll be normal. Maybe she'll like what it's like to be normal for a minute.
I don't know how many years it would take me to trust her. It would.
Yeah.
So much time.
Well, you know, she's a serial
need a long time.
adulterer, and you know, she's
Yeah, just.
but that's beside the
It's either-
point.
yeah.
Whatever. She's a hypocrite, but because she ran as a businesswoman. I'm a businesswoman. She always likes to say her family has a business, and she
Yeah.
was on the family business dole. That's how she made money. She didn't. She was like, you know, just being kept by her family because they had money and so that's why she could go and work out every day and do CrossFit. So before she became, before she
There's-
became
yeah.
a representative, so she has no political history. She's not interested in it. You know, she had whatever. She just did normal things in high school and college, supposedly. And then when she fell down a Q hole, that's what happened. Well, first she fell into or found CrossFit, and that was her obsession. So she became.
Everything does not need to be a religion. I feel like
Yes.
that's a mental health issue
It
when everything
is.
becomes a religion.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's what she is. She's very, obsessed. And because she was on the family dole, whatever, good for her, I guess. She was able to go to the gym every day, and that's what she would do from morning to night. She would go to the gym, and she started with the CrossFit, and that's how she worked her way around the gym. Men wise, she had sex. Started serially adultering her husband openly, and that's how they said that it was wide out in the open. And she had sex with a tantric sex guru. Good for her, I guess.
Fun.
And another one was the owner of the gym, and in fact they
Sure,
asked.
you gotta get.
Yeah, and they asked the tantric sex guru guy, do you have any comments about Marjorie Taylor Greene? And he was like, no, I don't want anything to do with that woman. Whatever she touches, she destroys. So, I guess she left a trail behind her. Wait, hold on.
Right.
This is Tara Devlin. We'll be right back. We're gossiping about perjury, traitor,
I
Greene.
guess so. Yeah.
Yes. But after I guess she fell down a Q hole. She's one of these people that found her way on to the internet, and she fell down a Q hole, and then she started posting videos about it. That's how she started doing, I guess, deciding, I'm going to run for, Congress. And when she decided to run for Congress, her family put her on the family business documents. That's it. She's not a businesswoman. You know what I mean? She just has a family.
She's
that
a trad wife at the gym.
yeah, and then in fact they even interviewed other people at the gym, and they said, what do you think about Marjorie Taylor Greene? And they said, well, she was always at the gym. She was there all day. And she said, and one of the women was like, well, I could only go there an hour a day. If at that, I had a job to do. I had to go to work, but she didn't have to work. And she actually started to compete with CrossFit. She really, got into it. And then she found Q, and then she became
Sketchy.
and so she became this when she fell down the Q hole. And that's what I mean, that it really bothers me. And hey, if I didn't do the research. Except read an article that was well researched that somebody wrote. You know, why can't the corporate media report on that? That is the reality of the situation. But
Because they're
they'll
owned by like 5 people. Like
exactly.
the whole of corporate media is owned by like 5 people at the top,
Yep.
and they're all in cahoots with Trump and finances,
That's
and
it. So it's all we don't
nobody's-
get the deep dive like that. We will
Yeah.
get Marjorie Taylor Greene is a businesswoman. They'll just buy into the Jeffrey Epstein bullshit. Jeffrey Epstein, a financier. No, he's not. He's
Well,
a con artist
Right,
and
look
a
at what
grifter.
Rupert Murdoch dug up. You know, I don't like Rupert Murdoch, but look, he dug up the birthday book, and it's like
Right.
you've had the ability for years to dig this stuff up with the media. The media
Yes,
could have got
that's
all of
right.
this stuff. They could have got sources and everything. And
Yeah.
the one thing that I keep asking about is where is Epstein's phone? Like when they
Right.
raided him, where the hell is his phone? Because that's all of his information.
That's
like all of our
right.
lives are on our phone. 2019. I mean, they were pretty modern.
Yes.
Everything about him would be on his phone. Where's the phone?
That's right. That's such a great question that no one has ever asked, actually. I haven't heard. You
I
know?
would like to know.
Yeah. Who would have it? If
Well, it
wait,
could be in his estate, or it's either in this estate or it's in like the FBI files.
Who's his estate though? Does he who's his
Darren
relative?
Indike. Yeah, it's Darren Indike and Richard Kahn, and they're a lawyer and an accountant. And
Oh,
they are
so they're
the-
not family.
No, they're the executors of his estate. His will is online. You can see his will that he left. But like the birthday books in there's probably his phone, all of his worldly goods, all of his
Wow.
whatever financial.
He had
support,
no
everything's in-
family? Like no brothers, sisters, or
He has a brother, but he didn't leave anything to his brother.
what a bitch.
And his parents are dead. I mean, his brother's probably not that great of a person either. I don't
they're
think
all-
I trust
they
him
all
very
suck.
much. Yeah, I don't know.
Well,
I have to hop off. I
Oh, okay.
apologize because
No.
I got to go pick up my daughter. She's coming back from a football game. She was in the
What?
marching band today.
We have a
So she's-
show to do. What?
I know. I'm so sorry.
Well, I just want to say Nancy Mace begged her aides to let her on the House floor
Yes.
so she could get punched in the face. Okay, I'm just
I mean, if
reading
she
it right here.
called
Okay.
me, I would have done it for her. I mean,
Yeah, a lot of people would have
Yeah.
obliged. You know, we still, if she
Yeah.
wants that. Ellie, you're amazing. Thank you for hanging
Thanks, Dad.
out. Say hi
yeah,
to
let's do
your
this
daughter.
again. It's fun.
All right, we'll do
will.
it again.
Okie dokie.
I'll see you soon. See you soon.
Bye.
You can just hang up. All right, guys, that's Ellie Leonard. She's amazing. What do you think? Red pencil script. Isn't she fun? I love her. I love her. And she's just such a great person, and also very inspirational to me too. Just how hardworking she is, and really just doing it anyway. Just putting her nose to the grindstone and doing it. That's what I always say. Do it anyway, right? I mean, anyway, in spite of how busy, in spite of whether you're going to throw up, you do it anyway. Yes. 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 All right. Let's see. She is amazing. I know. Josie on the chat says. She really is. Thank you, Ellie. I like her. I consider her a friend. Even if I dare to say. All right. Let's see. What were we talking about? Somebody's hawking up a hairball around here. What's going on? Who is that? Oh boy. A lot of hawking things up going on in this house tonight. Not tonight. This week. I heard one of the cats has got a hairball issue. Damn. Are you okay? Who is that? Oh, brother. Who is that? I get worried. Let me just see. Hold on. Hold on, guys. Who's that? Oh, it's Francis. It's okay. He's okay. He's got it up. Little Franny Manny. All right, my friends, listen. Where are we? What are we talking about now? I have a couple of things on the list. Where was? Oh, can I talk about Nancy Mace? Why not? Is anybody sick of that yet? Because that's what I wanted to talk about. Actually, I mean, I am writing a thing about it. There'll be a video up. And also, actually, since we're talking about the Epstein files stuff, there was another bombshell today where this DOJ guy who got caught in a honey trap. Basically, well, it was, what's his name? James O'Keefe, who is a rather sus so-called journalist. He's not a journalist. He's a grifter, of course. So it is, you know, I got to take it with a grain of salt, what he posted. But apparently this DOJ person, I'm just trying to find it while I'm talking about it, caught in a honey trap. Hidden camera catches this DOJ aide. Where is it? Just getting it up on YouTube. I mean, on Twitter. DOJ aide. Thank you. While I'm getting this, become a patron. Uh-oh, come on. All right. Yeah, I don't know if you can hear that. That's Francis. It's not me, it's Francis. He's hawking up some hairballs. You okay, kid? Poor guy. Oh boy, this is Tarabuster. It is what it is, you know? Oh yeah. People are on the chat are referencing what I'm talking about. I'm trying to fucking find it, man. That's why I need a producer for real. Become a patron, patreon.com/TaraDevlin. I had it ready, but when the show starts going, everything gets a little crazy, and then I close windows and let me see. DOJ honeypot. Here it is. I want to play the video. Hold on a second, guys. God damn it. Here we go. Oh, music. I hear the music. Oh, that's... What? Is that the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show? I can't believe that. I'm sorry, guys. Wow. That went by so fast. Guys, thank you for hanging out. Come on over to youtube.com/cfachannel/Tarabuster. It's not over. We have more show. That's just the end of the Progressive Voices part of the show. So remember, we will win. Subscribe to Ellie at Red Pencil Script on Substack. Subscribe to me at Tarabuster on Substack. Okay? Because I really need you to do that. Thank you. And check out Charlie from APS Radio News. Check out APS Radio News. I think you'll enjoy it. Okay. Wow, that went by fast. How's everybody doing in the chat? How's it going? All right. Have you all had a nice show so far? Good. What the fuck? Where is this? Let me see. DOJ. Oh boy, I need a producer. Where is it? I had it, I swears. DOJ. YouTube, maybe? I'm sorry. You guys know, it's tough. This is a perfect time to subscribe to my Substack, I think. What, I mean... Pretty please? I see, oh, there's a lot of people who have the video. Oh, I have the video too. I should just upload it. Alright, well, for those who don't know, what happened was this Department of Justice guy. Let's see, Dropbox. This DOJ guy. Hold on. I'm going to upload it so I have it under my control. Went out on a date with a lady. And I guess he was trying to impress her. So they started talking about the Epstein files. Or she, I guess, led him on and started talking about it. There we go. I'm uploading it. Here we go. And in this video, he talks about how the Department of Justice has the Epstein files. They are 100% real. And they are redacting them. Here we go. Here's we goes. James O'Keefe is so full of himself. But he's not a real journalist, James O'Keefe. He is a sensationalist. He's been caught many times selectively editing these hidden camera videos. That's all he does, is these hidden camera things. So you got to take it with a grain of salt. But when I was watching this, I thought, well, where could they be cutting? Sometimes you could see the cuts. But James O'Keefe, when he was doing his breakdown of the video, he was, for whatever reason, saying that this guy was a Democrat. And it didn't seem to matter if he's a Democrat or not. But there's James O'Keefe, of course, trying to blame Democrats for what? Not releasing the Epstein files? It was a little bit confusing.
Files do exist.
Yeah, thousands and thousands of pages of files. They'll redact every Republican or conservative person in those files, leave all the liberal, democratic people in those files.
I think they visited that Maxwell person.
Yeah.
And also involved.
Got transferred to a minimum security prison too recently, which is against BOP policy because she's a convicted sex offender. They're offering her something to keep it on shut.
That was the acting deputy chief of the Office of Enforcement Operations, Joseph Schnitt, telling a stranger about the FBI and DOJ's handling of the Epstein files. Schnitt, who works at a high level inside the Department of Justice, goes on to comment on the inconsistent statements, special treatment of Ghislaine Maxwell, and the blatant backtracking on promises of transparency.
And what do you do for work again?
I work for the Department of Justice.
Okay.
Been there like 23 years. I'm an analyst. I'll be acting deputy chief of our office for a few months starting next week. I work closely with like all the federal law enforcement agencies.
So wants to get laid, this guy. He's like, yeah, I'm going to be the boss for a couple of weeks. You know, acting chief of chiefs. You know, I've been there a minute. Couple of years, 20 years. You know, yeah, I'm a biggie. I'm kind of a big deal there.
And the U.S. Attorney's offices, the prosecutors and stuff. The thing is, it's interesting because I do deal with so many of the agencies, like the Bureau of Prisons, the Marshal Service, the FBI, U.S. Attorney's offices.
Recently, the FBI and DOJ have come under fire for promising transparency, then refusing to release footage and unredacted documents, going directly against the public's expectations and the promises made by Attorney General Pam Bondi and FBI Director Kash Patel. In a DOJ press release, Attorney General Pam Bondi stated, quote, "This Department of Justice is following through on President Trump's commitment to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein and his co-conspirators."
That's the gaslighting that happens in the new Gilded Age of grifters, greed, and gaslighting. We don't get the Epstein files released, but we get a statement saying so-called President Trump is committed to transparency and lifting the veil on the disgusting actions of Jeffrey Epstein. So you're going like, yeah, oh, I see that. Even though, is that what I see? What?
Conspirators, unquote, and also claimed they were shedding light on Epstein's extensive network, only to later claim that Epstein was acting alone, and that the only video evidence they had was of Epstein's personal child porn collection.
Also, to the tens of thousands of video, they turned out to be child porn downloaded by that disgusting Jeffrey Epstein. Child porn is what they were.
Okay, shut the fuck up, Pam Bondi. It's not child porn. Right, that's why these people are so disgusting. It's child sexual assault material, okay? Or sexual abuse material. It's not child porn. And she should know that as the Attorney General. Child porn. It assumes there's some kind of titillation going on with consenting adults. Child porn? No, it's child sexual assault material. And don't you forget it, Pam Bondi. But she will. What the fuck?
In the same press release, Kash Patel claimed, quote, "There will be no cover-ups."
Hold on. What is going on? With my Safari. Oh, that's what happened. It just crashed. That's what happened. My Safari crashed. Sorry, guys. It's been one of those days. One of those shows, you know? First the migraine. Yeah, it's not. What is going on? Yeah, I'm sorry. My Safari is like not working. All right, whatever. You get the point. We don't need it. We played it anyway. So you know what I'm talking about. What happened was, so the Department of Justice is now pushing back on these comments. Apparently, so the hidden camera. In case you missed it, it said the guy. His name is Joseph Schnitt, a deputy chief of staff at the Office of Enforcement Operations, was caught on camera suggesting that the government would redact the name of any Republican incriminated in the Epstein files, and said that Epstein associate Ghislaine Maxwell was relocated to a lower security prison as part of a deal. Tell us something we don't know. And the fact that the Department of Justice is pushing back. Of course, it's not the Department of Justice anymore, as we know. It's the Department of Injustice. It's Trump's personal law firm. And thank you, Josie Justice, for your super chat. Cheers to Tara and the chat room. Thank you. Thank you so much. I can't do it without you, so thank you, really. Where's our friend? WTF Dad Shoes. We could use some, you know. You remember the super chat storm. Don't forget. And guys, if you're on the Substack, don't forget to follow the Tarabuster YouTube channel if you can, just to like and subscribe and all that, to keep the show going in the algorithm, and it will help. It'll help recommend to other people who like this sort of stuff. I don't know if you can hear Tara Jr. What's the matter? Oh shit. Well, it's getting late. We're almost to the end of the show, so. All right, Junior. See what I'm saying? I love you, Junior. Where's my camera? So, all right. Well, tell us something we don't know, Department of Justice. And that, what's so irritating about living in this time is that they think we're that dumb. Why release any statement about it? Of course it's part of some kind of pay, one hair washes the other deal. Of course Ghislaine Maxwell was relocated to a lower security prison as part of a deal to keep her filthy mouth shut. Yeah, I don't know. The guy who let it all slip on a date with somebody that he didn't know, that's a bit more alarming, don't you think? Because, you should know better. You don't open your mouth. Loose lips sink ships, buddy. You don't just go blabbing about the internal workings of your department. I guess. But on another hand, really, what did he say that was such a bombshell? Of course we know. That's what they do. Of course they're going to redact the names of all the conservatives and keep the names of all the Democrats. That's the point. We'd already have the Epstein files if Traitor Trump wasn't all over them, which is why, and as we were just talking with Ellie, Mike Johnson, believe it or not, is actually saying that Trump was an FBI agent, undercover. Chung chung. Isn't that amazing? They think we're that stupid. Undercover. Trump was undercover with Epstein for 15 years. Okay. I mean, when do we all get locked up in the cuckoo bin as one nation? Yes. Twisted Nerves Painting is saying, what? Yes. Mike Johnson has said, I mean, really, come on, everybody. I hope you're all just, I'm not kidding here. Mike Johnson, I hope everybody's sitting down. Mike Johnson publicly stated that Trump was an FBI informant, and he was acting as an FBI informant when he was palling around with convicted pedophile Jeffrey Epstein. that he was acting in his official capacity as an FBI informant to take down Jeffrey Epstein after hearing rumors of misconduct. Can you believe that? They really think we're that fucking stupid. We really do live in a fucking stupid country, and I'm sick of it. I don't know who's worse. You know? The voters who actually vote for these assholes? Do they believe that? Think about it. I mean, you could say everything you can about Democrats. No Democrat would ever believe this bullshit. Really. It's only Republicans. It's only the Republicans get to... They could say anything to the people that vote for them because, hey, they'll just keep voting for them. As long as you hate trans people, you could do whatever you want. You could say whatever you want. You could give them the worst schools, the worst health care. You could put their living wages, living wages. You could just screw their environment. You can make it more difficult for them to see a doctor. You can make their schools shit. They'll just keep voting for you. Again, I know, that's it. Again and again, just keep voting for Republicans as long as you hate the same people. Yeah, did he say it recently? Let's see. Yeah. September 6th. Is that today? Oh, no. Hey, that's so weird. Today's the 5th. But this article is dated the 6th. I'm not kidding. I kid you not, kids. I would not kid a kidder. Where is it? Oh, yeah, my stupid Safari. It's not working. Let's try it again. Yeah, for some reason, maybe if I close it out and come back into Safari, it won't let me. It just won't let me pick it up. Very bizarre. Let's try this. I'm not able to share my screen for some reason. Son of a bitch. Alright, let's try this. Here we go. It's happening. We're getting it. We're getting somewhere. There we go. There it is. Trump was an FBI informant. Mike Johnson makes a claim. Wow. Make it stop. Right? Make it stop. Yes. Trump is an FBI. Now it's got a paywall. All right. Well, that's all we need. We don't need to go any deeper into that article. We know it's filled with stupidity. Where do we live? Isn't it embarrassing to be an American at this point? And I will never forgive. This is the other thing, and it's going to be in my article on the Substack, because I'm writing about Nancy Mace. What a fraud she is, and I will not forgive the people of South Carolina for voting for her. Oh, and you know what? I guess the people of South Carolina, you can send whoever you want to represent you, but the fact is, you take us all with you. We all have to be privy to the clown show too. We have to be dragged down into the clown show too. Oh, if you want shitty schools, a shitty country, a horrible divided state, well, I guess that's your right as an American. But, you know, I'm sick of it. I'm just tired of these red state albatrosses around our national neck. They're so full of shit. The sideshow, the hypocrisy. You know, what do you get out of it? It's just the spectacle. What does Nancy Mace do for her community? You know? Nothing. South Carolina ranks near the bottom in health, education, worker wages, and quality of life. 1 in 5 workers in South Carolina earns less than $15 an hour. Half of the people of South Carolina pay more than 30% of their wages for housing. Child poverty and eviction rates are persistently high in South Carolina. Life expectancy is below the national average in South Carolina. This is what you're trading for, the spectacle. You get nothing from Nancy Mace, except she uses bigoted slurs against trans people, and I have to say that by her doing that as well, you get less than nothing. You know, you get less than nothing, because she's poisoning not only your state, your communities, but she's poisoning your minds as well. So what does she bring to the table? She's not a nice person. She's a malignant narcissist. She's a joke. So what does she bring? It's not like you're getting a great payoff. It's like Traitor Trump. What do you get out of it besides the ability to be an asshole, or the tacit approval for being an asshole? And this is the rule by the worst people. And I mean, I don't know the name for that, but there is a name for it. And this is what happens in fascism. Because what fascism does is it gives the most underwhelming people power. It happened in the Third Reich, too. Like, all the losers of society, all the horrible, people that would never have gotten ahead in or been taken seriously in functioning society, in a functioning modern society, finally got theirs, I suppose, and this is what maggotry is. It's the party, it's a movement of grievances, because they can't keep up. They are so upset about society, about modern society continuing to evolve. That's what they're upset about, that they can't keep up with expertise, with decency, with, being a good person. Yeah, oh, that's what it is. What is it? Kakistocracy. Yes, kakistocracy. Thank you, Twisted Nerves Painting. It's ruled by the worst people. But it always happens in fascism. And, I mean, when this... And you know what? I heard Steve Schmidt. I was listening to one of his videos earlier. 100%. How long have I been saying this? He said something that I say all the time, that one day in the not too distant future, that those who cheered Trump will only speak of it in shamed whispers. And he said that in a different way, but it meant the same. And it is true. That still stands. By the time this cabal, this kakistocracy is done with us, the name Trump will be synonymous with everything that sucks. People, when you say the word Trump, they will you're not going to get, oh yeah, great guy, I voted for him too. You're going to get looks of derision. And it's already begun. And somebody was here, I think it was the last show, there was a maggot on the chat. We had a few of them. And I said something about, I will not forgive, I will not forget, and I will not forgive people who voted for Trump. I really won't. And he said something about how, oh, I don't care. Nobody cares. Nobody cares or wants your forgiveness. Nobody. Oh, yeah, really? I doubt it. Maybe not me, but all the people in your life, you will be ashamed. And if you're not ashamed, then you're like a Stephen Miller. You have no capacity for shame. So, one day, if there's any humanity, if there's any hope for someone who voted for Trump, but especially a 3-time loser, if there's any hope, I hope it comes soon for your sake, because you will have a lot of explaining to do, and it's one of those things where you will be ashamed to tell people who you voted for, and it's already happening. By the time this unfit baboon is done with this country, there's going to be a lot more pain ahead. That's why I can't take maggots, because they saw the mass graves. They saw the division the first time. They saw the country that had the worst jobs record since Herbert Hoover. And they voted for it again. Only because, there's a lot of people in this country, and I guess some of them are Democrats too, that just couldn't pull the lever for a female president. They're that small. They're that weak. They're that pathetic. They're that fragile. Right? That's what it is. If you're a man and you can't vote for a female president, you're small. You're fragile. You're weak. Oh, I can't. You think what we're looking at in the Oval Office now is strength? Because he's got an Audi, not an innie? Because he's got a fucking Y chromosome? If that, maybe. I don't know. He looks human somehow. Please. Kamala Harris would have been a president that we could be proud of. And she would be someone who cherishes democracy, values it, unifying this country. No, but maggots could never... See, this is one thing about maggots when Joe Biden was president. Oh, I thought he was going to unify us. Which in maggot translation is, I thought he was going to do everything we wanted him to do. Well, he did a lot more than you wanted him to do. In fact, he did a lot more for you than I wanted him to do, frankly. Because you didn't deserve it. You don't even have the manners or the decency or the maturity to say thank you, Joe Biden. Let's go, Brandon. You had to do your little baby pejoratives. He did more for you. Like, that's what Democrats do, though. There's a problem, they fix the problem. They're not petty little bitches like Traitor Trump, who's now at war with the country. I can't wait till it's all said and done. We're going to be holding on. It's going to be a bumpy ride. I don't appreciate having to do this for another 3 fucking years and change Got to be 3 years older when this shit goes. But all because you couldn't imagine a woman. Oh, and they mocked her about joy, running on joy. Yeah, because who needs joy, right? Maggots would rather have hate. Let them eat hate. That's the Republican way. Divide, conquer, greed. See, I mean, everything about the maggot cult movement is just so fucking tedious and full of shit. At least, and I have to say, I got to give Perjury Traitor Green some credit. If she's sincere, she's certainly more sincere than Nancy Mace. Let's put it that way. She didn't turn around in less than 24 hours and start defending Trump, which is what Nancy Mace did. And if Perjury Traitor Green gets on the House floor and reads those names, and Donald Trump is in the names, there's no doubt, because there would be no reason for even this shit to be going on, for them to withhold the Epstein files, to wave those binders around, to make such a big deal out of it. The cover-up is so politically damaging to them that you gotta know that what's worse is what's in the Epstein files. So that's why they'd rather take the hit on the cover-up than reveal what's in the Epstein files, because Trump is all over them. We have sworn affidavits of victims, of the women who were girls when he assaulted them. Then when Jeffrey Epstein, this goddamn grifter, this pedophile grifter who Traitor Trump shared wonderful secrets with for 20 years, gave him a gift of 2 underage girls for his birthday. We have that. We have a sworn deposition of the victims. He's in there. So that's why Mike Johnson is so eager to debase himself again, and with this ridiculous fucking deflection. Trump is an FBI agent? Come on. So you think that, and just like Ellie was saying, when do we get to the part where the FBI bursts through the door and says freeze? Stop right there. 15 years undercover? Donnie Brasco didn't even do that. So there's no doubt in my mind. What do you think, Traitor Trump, if he goes to Jeffrey Epstein's house and Jeffrey Epstein says, I have a present for you, and it's 2 underage girls, what do you think he's going to do? Stop right there, Jeffrey. Do these young ladies have ID? This is unacceptable. This is human trafficking. Who do you think I am? Yeah, I know who you are. You're a goddamn disco prowling baboon who wants to bang his daughter. So, yeah, I know exactly who you are. And of course he's going to do that, because it's part of, I guess, an initiation, too. Maybe he was videotaping it. Get some compromise. Anyway. Oh, we all know that the DOJ is... this whole government is run to keep Traitor Trump in his baubles and trinkets. And I always wonder, too, because this guy, he's 80 years old. And how much money you need? Just like all of these billionaires debasing themselves around the table, licking this baboon's ass. The home of the brave. All right, guys, that's the end of this show tonight. It's been a long week for me. Thank you for hanging out. If you can, become a patron, patreon.com/TaraDevlin. Thank you, Jim, for being a moderator. Thank you, guys, for hanging out every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. Thank you, Ellie, from Red Pencil Script. Ellie Leonard is great. Follow her Substack. Follow my Substack, please. All right. Thank you, Josie, for your super chat. Thank you. Oh, Jesus. That went by so fast. Thank you, Charlie, from APS Radio News. Thank you, everybody. Listen, we're on the right side of history. Decency, dignity, democracy, humanity. We stick together, we win. My name is Tara Devlin. Thank you, Jim, for your compliments. Was it a good show? It was. When Ellie was on, I was a little tonight because of my brain, my broken brain. So, but that doesn't mean you can't be a patron at patreon.com/TaraDevlin or subscribe to my Substack. That's how dedicated I am. Even when I got a migraine, I'm here. That's my Substack. It looks like I'm losing some. I think there might be some buffering happening, so it might be a good time to go. Yes, it was a great chat tonight. Thank you, guys. Please, yes, subscribe to my Substack because I do a lot of writing and videos during the week as well, if you like that kind of stuff. And if you, I don't know, I'm sorry to keep telling you what to do. Keep saying, please do this, please do that. It's kind of annoying, I know. All right. But I thank you. All right, guys. I appreciate you. Thank you, Josie, for your super chat. Keep up the great work. Everybody, please stay safe. And I love you all. Oh, here we go. Now, things are getting messages that the stream is buffering. All right, listen, just in time. I gotta go. My brain is buffering. I need to sleep. I still feel a little migraine-y. Thank you, Zenny. You subscribe? Thank you so much, my friend. Sunny, I mean, not Zenny. My eyes are a little hazy because of my migraine. I get ocular migraines, they're called, but it still hurts like a mother effer. But it's really bad. I've had them since I'm 11 years old. And lately, I wonder why. They've been more frequent. Only because probably I'm fucking stressed. Like, I can't... I mean, the last couple of days has been probably as bad as it's been in a long, long time. So, all right. Especially since I threw up. That's not a good one. That's a bad one. All right. Love you all. Thank you on the Substack. I appreciate you guys. Please follow my Substack so you'll know when I do a video or article. I hope you like them and other things I like to post. But we could keep in touch that way too, because you can contact me. That's why I think I'm going to concentrate most on Substack, as opposed to, like, Twitter, which is a fucking cesspool, and other places. Yeah. Oh, really? Terry says, my daughter used to get them when she was 11 too. That's when I started getting them, when I was 11. I guess when I was going through puberty or whatever. That's when it started. And it was very scary because I couldn't see. I could only see half. That's what happens. That's how I know it's coming. I'm like, oh no. Sometimes it's very bizarre. well, you know, you have blind spots in your eyes, right? If you go like this, put your fingers in front of your face, and you, at a certain point, you will no longer see your finger because there's your blind spots. Well, when I get a migraine, and if you might relate, other people have them similarly, I get the blind spots in my eyes get gigantic, and I can't see. I can only see half of things. It's very weird. And the rest is like a smear. And it's very, very weird. It happened when I was driving once. That's pretty scary. And that's how I know it's coming. That's the first indicator. I'm like, oh, fuck. I'll start seeing half. And then either I go lay down and take some aspirin and it goes away, or it doesn't go away and it gets worse. And that's been the story of the past few days. It's not bad now, but it's still kind of hazy. It's hard to explain. All right. Anyway, I gotta go lay down. I gotta clean up Francis's puke over here. He puked up a hairball. Thank you, my loves. And yeah, thank you for letting me share. Thank you for hanging out on Fridays. I love you. I hope you are safe and have a great weekend. Oh, wow. Your husband gets them too. It's very scary. Thank you guys for your... Oh, wow. I'm sorry, Zunny. I have 12% of my peripheral vision left. I'm sorry. I understand the pain. That's terrible. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah. That's why we need each other. Because we're not all down at the same time, you know? I wish Republicans would understand that. E pluribus unum is the only way to go. But we got to get rid of these parasites. You know, not rid of them, but I mean, just make them the permanent minority. Oh, God, let me live to see the day. All right, listen, I love you all. Thank you for hanging out tonight and every Friday night, 8:30 p.m. We will win. And, yeah, you know what to do. My name is Tara Devlin. I will see you soon. Well, let me say, we stick together. We win. I'll see you soon. And thank you, Ellie, for hanging out tonight. Ellie Leonard. She's great.